He looked 92, but walked like he was 60. Every morning, before the sun even touched the ground, he would step outside barefoot, breathe deeply, and whisper something no one could understand. Doctors couldn't explain it. His neighbors couldn't believe it. Even his own children thought it was just luck. But one day, he revealed the truth. A truth so simple, yet so powerful, that it could add years to your life and life to your years. And what he said next might completely change how you eat, how you think, and how long you live. My name is Thomas Hale. I'm 92 years old. And no, I didn't get here by accident. Most people think aging is just about time passing. But I learned something very different. Something most people only realize when it's already too late. I wasn't always healthy. At 57, I was overweight, constantly tired, and dependent on medications. My doctor once looked at me and said, "If you don't change, you won't see 70." That sentence stayed with me, not because it scared me, but because it woke me up. That night I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about everything I'd ignored, every bad habit, every excuse, every "I'll start tomorrow." And for the first time in years, I asked myself a simple question. Do I really want to live, or am I just waiting to die? The next morning, I did something small. I walked. Just 10 minutes. That's it. But I didn't stop. Day by day, step by step, I started rebuilding my life. At first, it was painful. My knees hurt. My back ached. My breathing was heavy. Some days, I wanted to quit. Some days, I almost did. But something inside me whispered, "Keep going." So I did. Weeks turned into months, and months turned into years. That 10-minute walk became 20, then 30, then an hour. Walking became my therapy, my time to think, my time to heal. Then I changed what I ate. I stopped eating processed food. No more sugary cereals. No more late-night junk. Instead, I went back to simple food, the kind my parents used to eat. Fresh vegetables, fruits, nuts, whole grains. Sometimes a bowl of lentils, sometimes homemade bread, sometimes just fruit and water. I started eating slower, chewing more, respecting my food, because I realized the way you eat is just as important as what you eat. And one thing I never skipped was warm water, with a pinch of turmeric and honey every morning. It wasn't magic, but it reminded me every day that I was choosing health. People laughed at me. They said, "You're too old to change." But I wasn't trying to become young again. I was trying to become alive again. Around the age of 65, something unexpected happened. My doctor looked at my reports and stayed silent. Then he said, "Whatever you're doing, keep doing it." For the first time in years, I heard good news about my health. Years passed. Something strange started happening. I wasn't just surviving, I was thriving. At 70, I felt better than I did at 50. At 80, I was walking miles without stopping. At 85, I started helping others in my neighborhood take walks with me. At 90, I was still waking up with purpose. But here's the truth most people don't understand. Longevity is not just about food or exercise. It's about peace. For years, I carried anger inside me. Old arguments, broken relationships, words I never said, and words I wish I hadn't. That anger was heavier than any weight I carried on my body. So I let it go. I forgave people who hurt me, not because they deserved it, but because I deserved peace. I stopped chasing stress. I stopped arguing over things that didn't matter. I stopped trying to prove myself to people who weren't even paying attention. I learned to sit in silence and listen to my own breath. At first, silence felt uncomfortable, but over time, it became my favorite place. Every morning I stand outside barefoot on the earth and breathe slowly, deeply. Feeling the ground beneath my feet reminds me I'm still here. Because oxygen is the most underrated medicine in the world. And every night I sleep without regret. No anger, no guilt, no noise in my mind, just peace. People ask me, "What's your secret?" And I tell them this: eat simple, move daily, breathe deeply, sleep peacefully, drink enough water, spend time in sunlight, stay connected to nature, and most importantly, protect your mind like your life depends on it, because it does. Your thoughts can either heal you or destroy you slowly. You don't need expensive diets. You don't need complicated routines. You don't need to change everything overnight. You just need consistency. Small habits repeated every single day quietly build a long life, not in weeks, not in months, but in years. Now I'm 92. I wake up without alarm, I walk without support, I smile without reason, and I don't fear death because I truly lived. But what hurts me is seeing young people rushing toward an early end without even realizing it. Always tired, always stressed, always distracted, always chasing more money, more validation, more noise, running after things that won't matter in the end while ignoring the one thing that does: their health, their peace, their time. I see young people with strong bodies, but weak habits, fast lives, but empty minds, and I wonder, what will they feel when they reach my age? Regret or peace? If I could go back and tell my younger self one thing, it would be this: slow down. You don't have to rush your life away. Take care of your body before it asks you to. Take care of your mind before it breaks. Take care of your relationships before they fade. Because one day, your body won't ask. It will demand. And one day, time won't wait. It will move on without you. And by then, it might be too late. So start today. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Today. Because the life you save might be your own.